Hello, this is Mr. Leppold. I'm one of the 8th grade math and science teachers, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, introduce myself, and I'm going to talk about how to be successful at ARVA. This is kind of my own little opinions today. First of all, if you see on the screen here, there's a picture of my family. My wife and I have 4 children, and we're very blessed to have a nice family. It's my 3rd year at ARVA, and then I was taught in the public school a few years before that. This teaching is my 2nd career. I was previously worked as an engineer for a number of years at a wide variety of manufacturing plants. For instance, I worked at a submarine shipyard where we made nuclear-powered submarines. I worked in another facility that made aircraft loaders for the Air Force. And then I worked at some different manufacturing plants, and the latest one was a boat trailer manufacturer. What you see on the screen here is a three-dimensional modeling using SolidWorks. And so it's really interesting how you could model it on the computer and then print it off in a drawing and change it. And I really like the 3D modeling. That was pretty cool. So I've used math and science for a number of years, and I'm very happy to work as a math and science teacher for ARVA. Down here over on the left here, you see back when I was an astronaut. Okay, actually that was Photoshopped. I wasn't really an astronaut, but it looks pretty cool. I made it look real. It's actually Neil Armstrong. So everything's true here except for the astronaut part. But it would be cool to be an astronaut, I think. Okay. I also like, a couple things about me before let me go back to the other page here. I also like to go out on walks. I like the outdoors, and I like swimming. And I like oldies music. I like 70s is my favorite decade, but I like all kinds of oldies. See if you know this one here, Chuck Berry. Well, I took that idea, Johnny Be Good, with, I'm going to tell you how to be successful at ARVA, okay? On the one side is Johnny Be Good, is a student who does what he's supposed to. And on the right side is David Be Difficult. I just made this up, but it's a kind of maybe a funny way to think about how to be successful at ARVA. What are the most important things, okay? So first off, Johnny Be Good reads his K-mail every day. David Be Difficult he's clueless. He doesn't read his K-mail, he doesn't know what's going on. And that's probably my main point for all this. So reading your K-mail is so important. There's a lot of changes this year. Even if you've been with ARVA for a number of years, you got to keep in touch. We send out a lot of information. I can send out a message to everybody in like 5 minutes. On the other hand, if I try to call people, it takes a long time. We play phone tag, and it just takes a long time. So K-mail is the main way we communicate at ARVA. Johnny Be Good also follows his pacing guide. David Be Difficult says pacing what? Well, first off, this is something we've had some pacing guides last year, but this year things are a lot new. And in other recordings, you'll hear more about this. But basically, it's really important to follow the pacing guide. And I'll just talk about math for a second. Last year we had a lot of trouble with students where maybe they had to do 4 or 5 lessons a week, and it got to be a little too much. So this year, every week is a little different. Where you may only need to do 2 lessons for the week. But those 2 lessons, you're going to really understand them well, because we're going to talk about them in Class Connect. I'm going to send out a K-mail beforehand with a little teaching, a little problem for you to do, and then an assignment, and you come back and do that in Class Connect. We talk about things. So I'd rather have you did 2 lessons in math, for instance, and learn them really well, get some real deep learning, right? Rather than trying to rush through 5 lessons and then half of them you get, half you don't, and that kind of thing. So a lot of good things are coming this year, but if you don't read that K-mail, if you don't respond to it and do what it's asking, then you're going to really kind of miss the boat here. So Johnny Be Good comes to Class Connect and he participates. He comes prepared, participates. David Be Difficult, he comes late or misses and he's not prepared. He just sits, and that's not going to work this year. And you don't get anything out of it. So really coming, participating, again, you'll hear more about that this year. We're going to do the best we can to make our Class Connects interesting and tied in with the OLS, your lessons. But you have to participate. You have to have the microphone working. You have to be chatting, writing on the board, doing everything to make it a good class for everybody. So in summary, starts off with K-mail. K-mail is the most important. Read your messages, learn about the new things that are coming out this year. And respond to your reply to your teachers by K-mail, send us a message, and then of course follow your pacing guide and come into Class Connect. So that's pretty much it. So let's go back to Chuck Berry here for a minute, and y'all have a great day today. And once again, thanks for listening. And also, I'm looking forward to getting to know you this year and having a great year.